Welcome to Uptime.com and to our tutorial on setting up an Uptime.com status page. A status page conveys information on scheduled maintenance, downtime events, and general system uptime to your site or service users. To create your first status page, click Status Pages in your user panel and select your preferred page type from the drop-down menu. You can choose between public status pages to convey incidents and maintenance to your general site visitors, public SLA pages to report on specific check and site status for SLA accountability, and internal status pages for showing system status to your internal teams. All status page types can be made public if needed. Let's click Public Status Pages and then click New Public Status Page. The first setup window for your new page will configure a few basic settings. Name your page and check the box to make the page publicly available. Then create your URL path. We can further customize with a CNAME record later on in the process. This availability box is optional, as any page you create can remain private. You also have the ability to make your page public or revert it to private at any time after you have created your page. Adding components at this stage is also optional. Once your page is created, your Uptime.com checks can be linked to your public status page components. You also have the option to create components that are not linked to your account checks, which is useful for representing other external assets like databases or servers. There is one difference in settings between page types when creating either an internal status page or a public SLA page. These two page types are powered by Uptime.com checks from the beginning, which you can add when first creating the page. From our Checks Available menu, we can add our Uptime.com account checks or use the field to locate specific checks, search checks by type, or by tag, which dynamically adds all tagged checks to your status page. Next, let's review the management page for your newly created status page and link a check to the component that we have created. Click on the three dots next to the component and select Edit. Click Associated Checks to select your checks. Determine the component status should the link check fail. Finally, select the component status for when the check recovers. Then click Save. To add a new component, click Add Component. As in our initial page creation, we can name our component and add a description. Using the associated check dropdown, we can choose the check to link to our component. A component is a representation of a service in which you would like to communicate the status of with your end users. A component can be connected to an Uptime.com check if needed. You may also set up a component that is standalone to represent some functionality in your services. When the History and Incidents tab is enabled, visitors will also be able to view historical data, such as uptime and downtime statistics for each component or service over a specified period. There are two ways a component's status can change. Account admins can manually change a component's status, or the page can automatically trigger a component status change based on check state, maintenance state, or incident state. We built out a lot of examples so far, and there are a lot of checks added to our status page. To a user viewing the page, this may make information hard to find. So creating organization with groups is something that helps. To add a group, click Add Group. Once created, the group will appear at the bottom of the checks list and we can drag it anywhere we'd like. To add components to our group, we can either drag and drop or edit the component and select the group from the drop-down. Click the System Metrics tab and then add System Metrics to create a metric. You can add metrics by linking associated checks and ticking this box to display the metric on the status page. A system metric will display a response time graph to add visibility into performance. Each status page can include up to 30 metrics. Now that we have added metrics and created extensive performance visibility with our components, let's learn how to create and manage an incident event. Component state change can be automated but will not result in notifications to your subscribers. To update on critical system information, we use incidents. To create an incident, click the Incident tab and add an incident. The primary purpose of a status page is to update on events as they unfold, and having one can significantly cut down on the number of support tickets and negative feedback you receive during an outage. There are many customizable fields and options available when creating an incident. Give your incident a descriptive title and click the Starts field. The current date and time automatically populate, but we can adjust it if we need to by clicking on the calendar icon. For an ongoing outage, we will leave the ends field blank and tick the box here to include the incident in global downtime calculations. Using the Components Affected dropdown, we can select the affected components from the list of components that we included in our status page. This step is optional as you may want to create an incident for a feature not linked to an existing status page component. Once we select a component, we can confirm the severity of the outage. Then we can choose to update the components we have selected with these statuses. As this is the first update for our incident, we will select the investigating field status from the update dropdown. As the incident progresses, we will return to this window to submit new status updates. In the text field, we can include any details we have regarding the outage, as well as actions we are taking, and any additional information we would like to share to our status page subscribers. Click the preview icon to confirm your incident is correct before sending it to your subscribers. Creating a maintenance event follows the same basic steps as creating an incident. Click Schedule Maintenance to open the window. Selecting an end time and date is optional for creating an incident but mandatory to schedule a maintenance window. Since this is a maintenance event, we will not count this as global downtime. Additionally, you can select if you would like your subscribers to be notified at the start of any scheduled maintenance. As with the incident creation, we can select our components here. We will want to adjust the severity to under maintenance and add any notes in the text field. Check the box to update the components to the maintenance status and select Preview when finished. To adjust the settings for your status page, click the Settings cog and select Settings. Under the Global tab, you can edit the name of your page and create a description. If you need additional subscribers, you can add them by navigating to Billing and manage add-ons from your account's sidebar. Check Allow users to subscribe to this page to allow subscriptions via email, RSS, Slack, SMS, and webhook, and make sure that your page is publicly available. Create your URL slug and create a CNAME record for your subdomain. CNAME records will need to point to cname.uptime.com to be effective. If you would like to add the security of basic authentication to your status page, you can create a universal username and password using these fields. You also have the option to allow search engine indexing or make further information available to your users by allowing them to view performance graphs and reports of check-based components. Now let's configure settings for our Page's Current Status tab. Your status page is provisioned with two optional tabs, Current Status and History and Incidents. Enabling the Current Status tab allows your status page visitors to view component status, metrics, response time graphs, and active incidents. You can use these three boxes to customize the visibility of elements on your Current Status tab by controlling the view for active incidents and the display tables and response time graphs. Under the History and Incidents tab is where we can configure similar settings. We can first decide whether or not to display history and incidents on our status page. We can also set the default display range, which will show our recent history. With this dropdown, we can define how our uptime is calculated for our status page. We have two options, incident durations, or by the uptime percent of check-based components. We can also customize which summaries and graphs to display on our page, and whether or not we want to include past incidents, or if we want to enable visitors to download a PDF report of our presented history. Once you are satisfied with your settings, click Save. The Uptime.com status page is customizable in varying degrees depending on your subscription plan. Using HTML and CSS, you can integrate your page easily into your company's existing branding. Alternatively, you can choose which theme you would like to display to your subscribers. You may choose between our legacy theme, fully customizable using HTML and CSS, or our Uptime Inspire theme for an easy, out-of-the-box look with customizable header colors for those wanting a clean look without the additional HTML and CSS. To personalize, click on the Settings cog and go to Customize Look and Feel. We have two tabs to work with, our status page and our emails that will be sent to our email subscribers when we create updates. For a quick and simple customization, we can easily upload a logo and favicon to display on our page or simply utilize the Uptime Inspire theme. You can also link your Google Analytics property ID. You could stop here, or if you've chosen the legacy theme, you could add additional custom HTML and CSS to really make your status page stand out and complement your company branding. Now that our page looks sharp and our components and metrics are organized and displayed, our next task is to upload any existing subscribers in bulk. To do this, click the Subscribers tab and click Export to download our subscriber list template. This template provides the format for uploading your existing contact lists. Once you have finished your list, select Import to upload your subscribers. To remove subscribers, select the trash can icon next to the subscriber that you would like deleted. Finally, to allow or block a group subscribers by domain, select the Email Allow List and Block List option. Here you can specify the domains that you would like to allow or block. To set up single sign-on, navigate to the SSO tab and input the provided values to register the application with your identity provider. After this step, proceed to Step 2 and populate the fields with the SSO login credentials and certificate from your identity provider. For inviting external users, ensure your page visibility level is configured for external users. To invite them, access the External Users tab and select New User. Complete the required information, and they will promptly receive an email invitation containing a link to create their password. You can also manage existing external users. If you would like to deactivate a user's ability to see the status page temporarily without removing their user, you can select the Deactivate option. In the event that a user needs to reset their password, you can send a reset password link to their email address using the Reset Password option. Finally, if you would like to remove a user's access to the status page entirely, you can utilize the Delete option shown here. For more information, check out the rest of our video library or reach out to us directly at support@uptime.com. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more tutorials and visit uptime.com to explore all the ways we can help you maintain uptime and performance.